And when you ask people for their help, you honor them.
Hmm.
So the more people you bring in, and this, again, we learned this at Catalyst, like we would go after, Jason, like the people who they would get a call from us and they would just be like, how did you get my number? Who gave you my number? Because this number is not available. I'm like, well, I can't really reveal that, but we would love to have your help. We're thinking about this big idea and we need somebody who has, worked on the Grammys before. And they're like, okay, so what kind of budget do you have? Well, I really don't have a lot of budget, and especially Grammy related budget. We don't have that, but we got a big idea here and we want to change the world and we got a big vision and we want you to be part of it. And at some point they would sort of cry uncle and go, well, I usually don't say yes, but I just like your style. So let's try to create something. So we were reaching out to people we had no business
Hmm.
sort of reaching out to, especially in the early days, and I think that's just such a great practical thing for leaders is tap into some of those opportunities. We've never had more opportunities to connect with people and
Hmm.
bring them in. I mean, think of Al Gordon's story. You and
Yeah,
I
I
know
just
Al.
was.
He got like the world's greatest minds to think about the renovation of his church in Hackney, right?
It's
And how did he
incredible.
do it? He just like reached out. He didn't have some magic formula. He just started reaching out and making connections, and then they were sort of like, okay.
The biggest thing I've learned from guests on this show and people like Al is how powerful an ask is. It's like, oh, how did you get that guy to design your church? Or how did you get the guy to speak at your conference for that matter? Well, it's an ask. And then like, obviously if you have the ask and the resources, you might be closer to success. But I think what's consistently surprising me is within the church when I'm seeing leaders go, it's like, we just ask somebody who worked at Disney. We asked someone who worked at Pixar or in our community. We asked someone who's, let's say they're doing a renovation. We asked the guy who's been building high rises in the neighborhood, not a Christian. We said, could you help us with the zoning of our place? We don't have a budget, but it's just this amazing thing, this power of the ask. It's just interesting that you bring that up because I feel like that might be a very practical a way forward for people who just feel stuck right now. I don't know how to get online, or I don't know how to take this to the next level. I wonder if there
Yeah.
are people in the church or don't even go to church, but might be willing to help. And just when I think about the evangelism opportunity of that, it just gets me really excited too.
Well, and you're right. I mean, an ask honors,
Hmm.
because what you're saying to somebody when you ask them is that you're an expert and we see you as an expert. And a lot of times we think, oh, they're too busy, they will never get back to us. Sometimes the most influential people are the ones that get asked the least.
Hmm.
Everybody assumes, oh, they'll never get back to you. And again, what's the worst that can happen? This is a Tim Ferriss, sort of hack. He always thinks about these situations. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Well, the worst that can happen is they say no.